Kia ora and welcome to AI Demo Day, the first Demo Day event that we've produced for New Zealand.ai. I'm Justin Flitter, I'm the founder of AI New Zealand, and for the last 8 years, we've been helping Kiwi organisations discover why, where, and how to be leveraging artificial intelligence. Today, over 2 live demo sessions, you're going to see firsthand 7 different companies and meet the people and deep dive into the product to discover firsthand how you can use these AI tools to unlock the potential of artificial intelligence in your business. Let's get started. Good morning, Alyssa. How are you?
Good morning. How are you? I'm good,
Good
thank
stuff.
you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining our demo day today.
Awesome.
Whereabouts are you?
So I'm Melbourne based. So
Fantastic.
freezing cold this morning, different time zone, but really glad to be here. Thanks for the opportunity.
Awesome. And tell us a little about, before we get into Airia, tell us a little bit about you and your background. What's been your AI journey?
Of course. So I'm actually a recent university graduate, and then stepping into full-time work is where I found my love and passion for AI and where I began with Airia. So my AI journey is probably a bit different than some of the other presenters you've seen today. It's definitely started from such a curiosity perspective, hearing about it all the time in the headlines, hearing how it's going to reshape the way we work, and then coming into the workforce. That's a very scary future and reality I'm going to have to face. So, of course, you're going to want to dive deep into it, experiment, see what's happening in the industry. So that's where my love and passion for AI definitely sparked and what's led to my career in it.
And so, as you were going through university, uh, how much exposure did you get to different AI tools? Were you using them as part of your research and your work?
Yeah, very interestingly, I was doing an IT degree, but still the notion was that you shouldn't be using AI as part of your work. It's against academic integrity. So it's very interesting to see how just within a couple years, that narrative has flipped and people are really starting to understand the power and impact of AI and how essential it's going to be in everyday work.
Yeah, really interesting, eh? And so, what is, I mean, so now with Airia, you're working with, what's your role with Airia? Tell us about this, your work here.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm a solutions consultant with Airia. So what that means is I get to play around with the AI every day as part of my job and help out technically. So I guess the heart of what I do is I help interact with our clients and customers, see the goals they want to achieve with AI, and help bring them from that curiosity to that confidence, help them build out the first steps on their AI journey to see that not all your work has to be repetitive and toil. You can make it automated, make it fast, efficient, using AI in a really simple manner. It doesn't have to be writing lines and lines of code, having really complex linkage. It can be very simple, low code to no code, drag and drop ways to harness something that is really powerful.
And so, what type of organizations are you working with? Who do you get to talk
Yeah,
to? Must be fascinating to kind of unpack some of these things.
exactly. That's the really fun part of the job. So we're not industry specific either. We work across a real wide range of industries, whether it's legal, medical, HR, marketing, sales, finance, education has been a really fun space. So really talking to everyone and everyone, it's not necessarily your IT departments with your CIOs, CTOs. Sometimes it's just people who are in your marketing team who want to learn how can I make this process more efficient? And that's really the heart of AI. It doesn't have to be this scary thing sectioned away, handed off to the IT team. It's everybody's responsibility and everyone can get around it, have it play with it.
And so, how far away do you think we are from, uh, you know, all of us having multiple AI agents doing things in the background, the technology, as we're going to see with Airia, is here. We can do this stuff right now. So we're not far away from having an AI agent HR department.
Exactly right. So the technology is here with AI orchestration platforms such as Airia. It can take you 5 minutes to an hour to set up an agent that is able to automate work that would previously have taken you a couple hours to manually do. It doesn't require in-depth tech knowledge. It is low code to no code. As far as you want to take it, you're able to. The way AI is constantly evolving and growing, it's really important that businesses are able to A, stay up with it, but then B, use it in a really pointed and a clear manner. It's not
Mm.
about trying to boil the ocean, trying to use AI as a magic silver bullet. It's about using it in really specific key areas of your business where you're going to get that highest return on investment.
Cool. So, what do you want to show us today? Have you got some? Yeah, tell us about
Yeah.
what you're going to present.
I'll jump into a demo for you guys. So I'll give you a walkthrough about the Airia platform and the ways you can use it to build agents and workflows and the ways you can integrate it into your everyday work life. So I'll
What
go
kind
ahead.
of? I'm just having a look. What are
Mhm.
the sort of integrations like? What are the different data sources that we can connect into Area?
Yeah, so we're an enterprise grade platform. So we can connect to your existing systems. So we can connect to your existing data repositories. We can even connect to existing AI workflows you may have already integrated. So really the possibilities are quite endless. There's quite a lot that we can bring into the platform to help you centralize that AI journey, centralize all your information and create those workflows out of it. So I'll show you that as we get into it.
Cool, fantastic.
So this here is our Airia platform. This here is where you're able to bring in all these foundation building blocks to help build workflows and agents. There are a few, again, key foundational building blocks that help you build out these agents. The first of all, of course, being your model. So with our platform, we have over 160 vetted AI models from all your biggest to smallest providers that you have access to. So this is everything such as your Claudes with Anthropic. We've got your Google Geminis, your ChatGPT with OpenAI, smaller ones such as Perplexity, Mistral, Cohere. And we also have some of our own that we've fine-tuned on top as well for very specific industry contextual information. So we've got extra ones for the medical industry. We've got some for the legal industry. So these are models that we have fine-tuned over to provide that extra contextual information to provide you more tailored specific models that are going to make your workflows faster and more efficient. With all our models, the providers are not using any of your information to train on. There are a few reasons for that. First of all, we have legal NDAs with all the providers. So legally, they're not allowed to train on your data. But secondly, they don't have that technical capability to do so anyway. As the way that we pass your information through, we're only providing them a very small, specific chunk of your information that they don't have enough contextual information to train on it. So that way, your data is secure and it's not being passed through to these providers for any further training. Another part of our platform and the building blocks to creating an agent are your data sources. So your data sources are the information that you have as a business. Of course, as we know, information is your competitive advantage, and having your tailor specific information to bring into these AI workflows is something really important to helping you keep at the forefront of using these models. So these are enterprise grade data sources. You've got your things like Amazon S3 buckets as your blob storage. Your email can be a data source, whether it's your inbox or a specific folder. Simply uploading files, your Word docs, your Excels, your PDFs, PowerPoints, anything on your Google Drive, your OneDrive, Outlook, SharePoint, ServiceNow, and even a website. So we've got the ability for you to pop in a URL, then our platform will go ahead, scrape all that information off the URL, and you can use that as a data source. So our data sources is where the retrieval augmented generation process goes through. So that process is the process of the model taking this information, breaking it down into small chunks that go into an embedded vectorized database. And then all that is passed so that your model has information to the most relevant chunks when processing your workflows and queries. Another building block is your tools. So these tools are how we allow for system integrations across various different enterprise platforms. So we have quite a few out the box, the ability to store memory and load memory, the Confluence spaces, Jira tickets, your Google suite, you've got your Outlook suite, databases. So there's quite a lot that you're able to get right out the box. You've got Salesforce, ServiceNow, even things like your social medias, X, YouTube. But at the end of the day, you can create a custom tool. So any system that you have that has an open API, you're able to create a custom tool here and connect it through so that you're able to connect that system with us. And then the final foundational building block to building an agent is your prompts. So your prompts is telling your model what information it's receiving, what you want that model to do with the information, and what output you're expecting from that model. So again, we have a wide variety that are out the box, whether it's a search, whether you want a travel assistant, whether you want automated inventory management. But then of course you have the ability to create your own. So what does this look like when it all comes together within an agent? Let's have a look. So I'll show you one that I quite like. As a technical person within the company, it means that we're answering RFP questions all the time. And a lot of the time, it's the same questions, it's the same information, and it can be quite time consuming to have to write out those answers. So to help me save a lot of hours within my day, I created an agent that helps me answer those technical RFP questions. The way this has come together is I have a data source. This data source is a web crawler, and it's actually web crawled all our user documentation so that it is able to find all our technical information. Additionally, I could include previous RFPs that we've created so that it's got that contextual information about how we answer our RFPs and can use that when formulating its response. I've got an AI model. My AI model is Claude Sonnet, and I've given it a prompt. So I've told the model that it is an AI assistant that is specialized in answering technical RFP questions about Airia. It should be based strictly on the information provided, and it shouldn't make things up. All answers must be succinct, clear, concise, and technical orientated. So in this way, I've got an agent that takes a user input, takes all the information I've provided it, has a model with a prompt to process that information, and will provide this output as a response. But again, we're not just limited to only our data sources and models. We've got the ability to add code blocks in if you're wanting to add Python to help filter in some results or format an output. You have the ability to call agents within agents. So you can build multi-step agentic agents. The ability to store and load memory. The ability to add a router. So you're actually able to route the agents to do specific tasks based on specific conditions and criteria, but then also the ability to have a human approval. So whilst it's all well and good, I want my agents to automatically execute tasks, I'm able to add a step where it stops, it waits for my approval, and then it will continue on. And then of course the ability to add tools as discussed. So I can decide that I want this to send all the output as an email. And to do that, it's as simple as a drag and drop and just connecting it up. It doesn't take hours, doesn't take technical knowledge, simple as dragging and dropping and connecting it all up. Everything we have within the platform is version controlled, including your prompts and including the agent itself. And of course, security is still a massive consideration. So we have the ability to add guardrails to all the agents you create. These guardrails cover things such as data leakage prevention. So if you're working with credit card numbers and you don't want that information to be entered on the input or responded on in the output, you have the ability to select these right out the box: ABNs, credit card information, health information, standard PII data. So you just have to turn on that guardrail. You can choose whether to audit that behavior, you can choose whether to block that behavior, or you actually can choose to redact and replace that information. Additionally, the ability to add responsible AI, so moderation, preventing obscenity, threats, identity attacks, bias. And then, of course, your security, so any prompt injection or jailbreak detection and HTML sanitization. So this is very important, and this can flow down from the tenant level, so everyone in your area environment cannot breach these, or this can be brought down to an agent level. So, for example, if you only want finance to have information to credit card numbers, you can have this blocked for everyone else, but for finance, you can say it's okay. So the way you interact with these agents is, at the end of the day, we're an API. So you can call us in multiple different ways. You can integrate us in your website. You can integrate us with any of your applications. You can build on top of us. As well as that, we do provide a chat interface. So this is the Airia chat platform. And this gives you a list of all your assistants that you have created and allows you to interact with them. So let me show you that RFP responder. I can spell technical, there it is. So here is that RFP responder I've just showed you. This is what's happening in the background. This is how I choose to interact with it. I can ask it any question I would like, and it's going to produce an output. So for example, let's say my RFP question is saying our solution must have the ability to observe and validate that allow for assessment and improvement of the solution over time. This here is going to tell you how Airia provides that. So we have the testing capabilities through our playground feature. We have a dedicated testing interface for streaming and non-streaming. So it provides a really concise response, saving me hours of work. So to even link back to this continuous improvement aspect, how does Airia provide that? We have the ability to test your agents. Now, of course, at the end of the day, AI is constantly evolving. There are new models being released, and part of the way to stay ahead is by being agnostic, so not being locked into one model and not being locked into one vendor solution. Airia has the ability to test straight off the bat, so I can compare agents head to head, and I can simply swap out this model for O3 Mini. I can enter a question, and I can test the output, and it will provide me results on the latency of the response, the costs in regards to tokens, and how many tokens it consumed.
So you can run the scenario through multiple models to evaluate the cost per result.
Yep, exactly. You can see the accuracy of the response, see if you like the way it's answering. At the end of the day, all the models have their own personality. You'll find Gemini is very straightforward, whereas ChatGPT and OpenAI, they're a lot more friendlier and conversational. And for different use cases, you're going to want different models. There is no one size fits all model. So the ability to test them against each other, not limited to just testing two, you can add three, you can add four. And that way you're able to see key points of difference, such as the A results, the latency, and then the cost associated with the tokens.
Quick question from Rachel. Can you use document management systems as well, or would that just be a file upload?
You can. If the document management system has an open API, we can create that as a tool. And that way we pop that tool on the platform and we get that information to pass to the model.
Thanks. Fantastic.
Awesome. Any other questions?
So I love this, the simplicity of drag and drop and being able to, co-design and build these tools up much simpler to be able to do things. I think the learning curve. There's still a little bit of a learning curve with any of these things, but they're getting so much easier for companies to be able to design and build their agents in house now. What are the uh, what are the kind of common use cases? What are the most kind of common agents that you're seeing companies build at the moment?
Yeah, of course. So again, it really does vary wide and far. We work across a range of different industries. So at the end of the day, we bring it back to toil. What's going to be really repetitive work, really simple to automate. Cool things that we've seen is a lot of people are interested in that RFP use case. That saves them hours when answering similar things all over again. Information for outreach is something that's been very popular, getting the AI agent to search for all the information for you about a company you may be meeting with the next day. A really interesting use case we've had is we're actually working with a shipping company in Singapore, and that shipping company has three different documents. Now, across those three different documents, it's got around 15 different points of data they need to compare and make sure all of it matches. If there is one discrepancy across those points of data, it means that the ship that is coming into the dock will port at the wrong dock, and that costs them 80,000 USD to rewrite it to the correct dock. So what they've done is they've used Airia to compare those three documents and provide a report. Does everything match? Is there a mismatch? If there's a mismatch, where is it? So a process that manually took them hours and hours a day now takes them 30 seconds.
I love it. That's incredible. It's remarkable. It's great. It's a great use case, right? Those are the
Mm,
types of things that we want to find in companies. I mean, like huge cost burden if you get it wrong, right?
exactly.
Um, all right. What is the best way for people to get started using Area?
Of course. Head to our website, so airia.com, and you've got the ability to request for one of us to get in contact with you, or feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, Alyssa Giuliano, and I will get in contact with you and pass you on, and we can get you started with the proof of concept to see how Airia is going to help you.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you so much for taking us under the hood with Area today. I've got an account. I'm starting to spend some time in there building some AI agents for us as well. Really looking forward to getting myself familiar with the platform too. So thank you very much for your time. Really interesting to kind of get your insights coming through university and the use of AI tools as well. So it's great to have you here. Thanks for being a part of our demo day today.
Thank you so much.